So Jen, can you describe to us in layman's terms the basic types of employment agreements?
Sure. So when you think about an employment agreement, it's really any document that governs the employment relationship.
Okay.
And it can also be oral. But when most people talk about employment agreements, they're really talking about a document that provides severance or a term of employment.
So even like a job application at the most basic level is an employment agreement because it has some kind of information in there. Once you sign that, that's basically, if that's the basic thing, that's the legally binding document.
In fact, an offer letter.
Okay.
An offer of employment that's provided to an employee that an employee countersigns and sends back, that's an employment agreement.
Okay. And that basically governs the employment arrangement unless there's something in the state that you're living in that governs things like at-will employment. So,
Right.
like, I guess California is an at-will employment state?
Yes, it is.
So explain what that means, and is that different than other states, or how does that work?
Every state is an at-will employment state.
It is,
and that
okay.
means that you can terminate somebody at any time and for any reason.
Okay.
The issues arise when there are exceptions to at-will employment. For example, an employment for a term that you have in an employment agreement that says, I'm going to employ you for a few years.
Okay.
That's an exception to at-will employment.
Okay.
And of course, the law places exceptions in at-will employment where you can say that an employer can fire somebody at any time for any reason. You cannot fire somebody for reasons that violate public policy. For example, you cannot fire somebody because of their gender, because of their age, and so on and so forth. So there are a lot of exceptions to the rule, but in effect, that is the law in California, as in most states.